Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the actionsoftrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Last week was obviously the start of the holiday season, right? So hopefully everybody did well, had a great turkey dinner, had a great family time, and now on to Christmas, right? But from the market aspect of it, we did well today. Okay, when I mean we, I did the bulls, right? And what I mean by that is if you look at the scoreboard, you turn around, well, what are you talking about? The NASDAQ was down 90 points. It was down 0.3%. This is good, guys, right? This is good. When we talked about when we lost the 50-day moving average, the market's not going to go down every single day, right? There's going to be areas of reverse counter trends. Okay, that's exactly what happened today. You woke up this morning, if you saw the futures last night, you saw Japan's yields were rising. Obviously not a good thing for technology. Last night, the NASDAQ futures are down 150 points. And the point is of a trend reversal, right? Like, for example, we got back above the 607 level. So that now is going to act as major support if indeed the bears try to run at it once again to kind of reclaim back those levels. But just like the opposite, right? Just like the opposite of a sell cycle that we had here for the last couple of weeks, that every single day is not going to be a red day. Well, the same thing on the bull market. You know, you're not going to have every single day as a green day, but you're going to see something that's very obvious. First thing you're going to see is there's no fear. Matter of fact, if you shorted the market this morning, and the idea that the market was overbought, my head exploded then. And again, I saw that 3-4 times. How can we be overbought if we're day 3 above the 50-day moving average? Like, how can we be oversold 4 days ago when we were below it? Guys, you got to chill out, man. You got to chill out and stop listening to people on social media. Folks, we're day 3 above the 50-day moving average. That's a good thing. How can we be overbought? Overbought is if we were at least up here, got above the all-time highs. We were up here. Guys, we're nowhere near overbought levels. And the same way, we were nowhere near oversold levels, up 15-16% for the year. So guys, just relax. Take a deep breath, take it one day at a time. We are building above the 50-day moving average. Not only did we not give up any early selling pressure, the market got bought up right away, folks. That's the whole point. Got bought up right away. And if you look at the 60-minute view, anybody who sold stock or shorted at the open into the hole got just manslaughtered. Qs actually went green in the day. And as the Qs were approaching the greenish level, I said, it doesn't even make a difference if we close green or not. The buyers are comfortable. The sellers are comfortable. You can see it. There's no fear. There's absolutely zero fear in the overnight futures cash market. So again, just really understand where you are. You got to read the technical room. Right now, we are building above the 50-day moving average. That's a good thing. The fact that anybody thinks we're overbought on a 3-day bounce, which included reclaiming back the 50-day, is mind-boggling. It's absolutely mind-boggling. Guys, focus one day at a time. We're building levels. That's a good thing. And if you look at last week's really aggressive stocks, they rested today. It was organic. It was needed, right? It was necessary. If you look at last week's major movers, right? Take a look. You got Meta, right? Meta had a move last week from the 607 breakout. Again, this was definitely one of my biggest moves last week. Went to nearly 650. The stock was down 7 points. Sounds like a lot. It's not. It's down 7 points after making a 40-point move last week. That's nothing. That's the whole point. You talk about Apple, right? Apple went bananas today, right? We talked about Apple over the weekend update. Unfortunately, I didn't buy any Apple. It was a little bit too late in the day. I just didn't think it was going to be enough buying pressure. Boy, was I wrong. Stock absolutely exploded. Congratulations for all you guys who are still holding it. We'll get to the pivots in a second. But the point is, you look at the names that had big runs, all they did was rest. That's literally all they did was rest today. And some of them really kind of, advanced, right? They kind of advanced. You got AMD advancing very close. We'll get to why AMD is important, Tesla's important. I forgot what the symbol was. Well, I'll get you some symbols to watch for tomorrow. But the moral of the story is, as you get a rest, you're going to get more stocks start slowly but surely starting reclaiming big levels as well. Are there names still in doo-doo land? Absolutely. Microsoft, again, for the most part, just cannot get out of its own way. NVIDIA, I know it had a strong day today, but it has a lot of work to do, man. It really does. It has a lot of work to do to get back. You can see it's still 8-9 points below the 50-day moving average. So again, that's not great. If you guys remember, I've been talking about Google for like 3 videos in a row, right? It's getting heavy. It's getting heavy. It's getting heavy. I haven't told you guys the price. The 1680 area was going to be the trigger. I shorted it today, gotten down to the 14s. This is now the first close below the 5-day moving average. Just in case there is additional weakness tomorrow, I still like Google, but again, we'll get to the pivots in a second. But more important, again, this is kind of not here nor there, but for all you guys who are participating in the crypto market, right? So you saw a lot of pressure today in Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff. Usually I would turn around and go, wow, that represents speculation money. So if people are not chasing Bitcoin and Ethereum and all these other crypto coins, well, how can they chase prices? And the one thing that I really looked at, how stocks perform today versus how crypto, right? And again, I'm not talking about, the names like MSTR. MSTR got smoked today because again, it's directly tied in with Bitcoin. Coinbase, again, directly tied in. But I'm talking about the other names in just the regular tech space that have really small or very narrow exposure in Bitcoin. They held their ground really, really well. So the question is there a disconnect, right? Is there going to be a future disconnect between crypto speculation money and regular technology mega cap space? I think we'll see that, right? I think we'll see that again. Anything can change. Anything can spin just on a dime, but at least today you could clearly see stocks got stronger throughout the day off of really aggressive pre-market levels, and it was a very, very good, again, needed rest day. So if you look at the numbers, last week the QQQs were up 5%, guys. Today they were down a little less than 0.4%. Again, super duper aggressive. And as long as we continue to build above the 50-day moving average, it is bullish. The same way we talked about building below the 50-day bearish, right? So green light to the bulls. Now the question is what stocks start to confirm. I got a good list for you guys, right? Let's go through the pivots really, really quickly. I got a pretty good list for you guys going into tomorrow. So I pretty much scalped today. I couldn't really get an aggressive move today. Every trade I put on was like 50 cents to a dollar and change. I lost a little bit of money on Amazon, which was kind of weird considering it was a big opening range high, and then it rallied and it died and rallied and it died. It was kind of all over the place. But I shorted some Google, 316, 79 second entry. Google, again, like I said, Google first closed below the 5-day moving average. Again, that's exactly what I want to see. We talked about the 1680 level numerous times last week. I tweeted about it. I talked about it in the video. This is now the first close below the 5-day close, pretty much within $1 of the lows. If this thing confirms today's channel tomorrow, in case there is additional weakness, like again, I always like to be prepared on both sides of the market. There's a chance if there is additional weakness tomorrow in the market, I do like this thing for a potential move down to the 10-day. Looks pretty good. Again, I got like $1 and change out of it, nothing big. BE, there was a buyer came in, some pretty aggressive call buyers come in for the 140 calls. A little bit too thin for me, not really my cup of tea. It only went up a couple of bucks. Apple was the big one today. Unfortunately, I didn't trade Apple. I just didn't think that because the market was taking a rest, I personally didn't think it was going to have enough juice for today. And boy, oh boy, was I wrong. 279.50s and last week's highs of 280.38. Needed to confirm. Apple traded all the way up to 283. I know a lot of you guys are still long. Great job there. NVIDIA never got to the 173 pre-market lows. And this is kind of my point. I bought Amazon. It went up like 40, 50 cents, stalled out, right? Stalled out. Came back in. I wanted to lose like only like 50 cents or so. And then it ran up $1. Then it came back in $1. Then it went red on the day. And it started rallying. Come back in again. Just all over the place. Other than that, I shortened some MSTR off of rejection. Did okay there. Tesla took it as a bounce. Did okay there. I bought it into strength. Did okay there. On a bounce. just for some cash flow. Other than that, I got some names here, right? Again, the moral of the story is the market rested today, which is exactly what you wanted to see. But I got some names that you potentially could watch for the next couple of days that could be really, really good, right? And I want to give you a couple names. They are all potentially about to reclaim their 50-day moving average. And again, we always talk about the 10-day moving average is the birth of the trade. The 50-day moving average is the birth of a trend. So let me talk about it. So Google, we talked about today for tomorrow to the downside. Look at AMD, guys. Look at AMD. AMD is very, very close. Okay, it closed right at just a tad underneath the 50-day moving average. Watch AMD. If it could reclaim back the 50-day, this thing could really start taking off. Tesla, right? So buyers started coming in today. We saw some pretty aggressive 440 weekly call buyers. We saw some pretty aggressive 450 weekly call buyers. Why is that important? Well, that's 25 points out of the money. The notable buyer who came in today was for the December 26 expiration, laid down $3.4 million for the full 40 calls. Now, why is this all important? You see how Tesla's gotten rejected back-to-back days on the 50-day moving average, right? Once it gets back above, folks, it is on like Donkey Kong, right? Look how much airspace you have all the way to recent highs. So I will be watching with both hands, both feet, both eyes, and dare I say, both of my vaginas for tomorrow to see if it could finally reclaim back the 50-day moving average. APP is another one. A little bit of a thin trader. But again, first close above the 50-day moving average. I know it's a thin trader. Stock moves crazy. Keep an eye on this thing. If it starts confirming today's channels tomorrow, this thing can really, really wake up as well. APLD, again, I'm not really familiar with the stock, but it got rejected today off the 50-day moving average. If it gets back above the 50-day moving average, it could start moving its way up aggressively as well. And let me give you one more short potential, just in case the market is sour. I already told you about Google. Look at BMNR, right? Look at BMNR. BMNR is just holding on to dear life on the 200-day SMA. This thing starts losing the 200-day SMA, it could give a move down. So I'm definitely watching Google to the downside if it confirms, BMNR to the downside if it confirms. Again, always have a plan on both sides. And to the upside, Tesla is always my number one watch, but especially when it potentially gets back above the 50-day moving average. Again, any close above the 50-day, and we are lit. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless. I will see you all in the field tomorrow. Take care.